Presence is the name of the city of the 20th gene key, and it speaks to this timeless state of consciousness which is here now, emanating from its own being, the void, emptiness, and showing up in a zillion different ways, innumerable beings, and all of what we call reality at this level of frequency, and knowing that it stretches beyond that infinitely, boundlessly, in all directions. Presence is also the name of the present moment. And that's not trivial. That's not just a random chance. It's very meaningful, because presence is about being here now, again, in each moment, born again from the void, from the vacuum, into this emergent field that we call life. And at the gift level, it's called self-assurance, and at the shadow level, it's called superficiality. And one of the ways to understand that is that the superficiality is like the boundary conditions, for example, of our senses, our 5 senses. And that when we are stuck there, imprisoned therein, life is really on the surface, and we don't experience the depths of what we truly are. So the programming partner in Gene Keys terms is the 34th Gene Key, which goes from the shadow of force to the city of majesty through the gift of strength. And you can see how force is married to superficiality, because everything needs at that surface level to exert force in order to ensure its survival, its continuation. And this is something that we can experience in our physical bodies, and also in our emotions, and in our thoughts, and in our perspectives of the world. And so the invitation is always, let's raise the frequencies. And how to do this is basically to relax and to pause and to allow your awareness, the awareness, to sink. And as this awareness sinks, what happens is we get a clearing within our being, and our central channel, the I am, the verticality of our being emerges, comes into consciousness, and becomes our axis. And this helps us calm the mind and get into more meditative states. And as soon as we do this as well, you can just allow the feeling of suspended head top, the very tip of the head, to gently stretch the neck, and you're going to immediately feel your breath becoming more full and more deep, and your body relaxing, because there's this anchoring here that connects us to heaven. I don't know if you can hear heaven, it's rumbling up there. So then this calming and pausing and relaxing allows us to distance and begin to detach, not in a disassociated way, but in a liberating way, no longer being addicted to the senses, to what the external world is mirroring, is telling us, is showing us. Because we tend to get lost in that, in the superficiality of the material world. And in so doing, we miss out on what Max Planck called the intelligent spirit, or the intelligent mind that lies behind the minuscule solar system of the atom. And so this is naturally naturally a state of self-assurance, of inner confidence, not in terms of the little self pumping itself up with more assurance, but in terms of understanding and feeling tangibly the self, which starts to come more and more online in every moment, and which in so doing gives us the strength, and the strength is the programming partner, the gift level of the 34th gene key. So you have shadow level, you have force, which is kind of like brute force, and then superficiality with the 20th gene key, and then you have the gift level, which are self-assurance with the 20th gene key, and strength, like the oak tree. You know, like the love, the strength of the love, of the trust, of the courage, of the being that is you, that is I, and that is those that, you know, how we feel towards those that we truly love. And then as this comes online more and more, what happens is the presence, our presence naturally emerges from that. That's the city. And the 34th gene key programming partner is called Majesty, because it has this, what happens is that the light of the city now shines all the way through to the surface, and it's majestic. It's beautiful. It basically makes our jaws drop in awe of whatever it is. There's this sense of nobility, of the absolute exquisite perfection of every parcel of creation being imbued with the Creator. So it's that transmission of sacredness, of holiness, of miracle, of beauty, of all of the transcendent, all of the attributes of the divine: goodness, truth, beauty, wisdom, love. And it's all coming from within. So this is the invitation. It's always the same thing. And through the I Am process, we can really bring this online and incarnate without getting lost in the labyrinth of the words, of the descriptions, of the gene keys, of the programming partners, of whatever else it is. Not that that isn't fun and is definitely going to yield some beautiful pearls. The point is that it's an experience which each one can only live from within. It's from within that you feel the presence, that you feel the self-assurance, and that you connect how that transition, how the frequencies within you arise as you desire them to, because it's your desire, your heart, your yearning, your dream, your love, your vision, your ideal that drives everything that happens. And to the extent that those dreams and those ideals and that love and that yearning and those desires are weighted down by the contingencies, the past experiences, the negative programming, the limiting programming, the enculturation and indoctrination of this, lower frequency world, then that's going to be a form of obstacle, which is also an opportunity to learn. All of the wisdom traditions speak to the value of the obstacle, of the challenge, of the difficulty, of the capacity to grow, such as when Rumi spoke of the heart that breaks is also becoming greater. Yeah, it's really, really profound. And so we have our central vertical axis, and we just feel it just from the moment of the suspended head top, and then allowing your attention to slide all the way down to the core, to the coccyx, and then through then the bifurcation of the hips and into the legs and all the way to the soles of the feet. We have then the connection between the soles of the feet and the head top, and the ancient Chinese spoke of the true man or the true woman, the true being, connecting heaven and earth, and that's what the I am process really is. So we have this vertical axis, and then in the heart, we connect with the world that we are incarnated into here as human beings, and our arms open out to meet, to touch, to embrace, to heal, to create, to whatever it is that we're going to be doing from the heart, to garden. Our arms open out horizontally. This horizontal axis is the infinite here, which is right here, right now, where we are. And so say, I am here now. And the more that you do this, the more that you can feel the integrity of this sacred geometric structure that is the human suit, that mirrors at a certain level the animating principle that is the I am within it. And so the coherency is going to deepen, is going to expand, and where we have the upper chakras in the head with the cup that dissolves, gives us that capacity, which is our true nature of dissolving into the whole, like the drop in the ocean. Then we have this infinite capacity to connect through the heart, which is here, and here is everywhere. And so this is really a connection to the totality that's going to have a different quality of perception and of expression, because it's the beauty of no longer dissolving, but also caressing, touching, connecting with what we call the other, which is ourselves. And within this multidimensional paradoxical world, this gift of the creations being able to love their creator, which is also the creator loving the creation, and the creation being the creator, because of the fractal and holographic nature of the cosmos. And then we have this base, the from the solar plexus down, that is the square, the foundation, the material level of the being, where we concentrate our energy and give the fuel, the fire to whatever it is that we are yearning for, to have the energy to actually realize it, to create it. And then we have the Vesica Pisces, which is the expression of the interconnection, that sacred space where these two spheres of the absolute and the relative meet, and wherein we incarnate as spiritual beings having a human experience. And this beautiful space gives us the wealth, the beauty of both of the spheres of the aspects of reality. Of course, the absolute is beyond words, so let's not say, it's the Tao that can be named is not the Tao. It's the wordless, it's the silence, it's the boundless, indeterminate. And then the relative is everything that we can name and conceive of, and that basically corresponds to these lower frequencies. And then how we marry the two, how we bring them into coherency in our experience, which is the subject of our evolution. Going from the shadow of, say, superficiality, being at the surface of the world, to then gaining through the natural operation of our consciousness, a deeper insight, which brings us now to self-assurance that there is the self, with a big S, and then from that to experiencing presence, which is this luminous present moment, timeless state of being. And when you spend just a few moments remembering this and coming home and having the sense of your central equilibrium, the vertical axis, and then the sense of the horizontal axis where you can connect the two, and how deep and infinite this is in all directions, then what's going to happen is all the attributes of that are the attributes of peace and love and wisdom and presence and majesty and all of the truth, the goodness, and the beauty, right? And so anything that in your being, in your psyche, doesn't resonate with that is going to be something that you can actually imagine, like if it were on a chessboard or something, a piece that's outside, that's in the space around you. It's not outside of yourself in terms of the large self, because your consciousness embraces everything. Yet you can give yourself that distance by putting it spatially, imagining it somewhere, doesn't matter where, so that you can begin to distance and detach from what is no longer serving you. Not in a way of disassociation or of alienation or of bypassing or of denial. On the contrary, you're going to see it better. And it's like, do I want to go there? Yeah, do I want to go into that superficiality that really gets stuck on the facial expression and the indoctrinated, learned program that this means something, when in fact intuition and true experience, I know that it doesn't. It means something else. And so we are going to develop our intuition, our capacity to see through, to see truth, right? And doing that is powerful. It's powerful because then it helps us, it gives us strength. Remember the programming partner, it gives us the strength to then act, to do what we are, and that makes a difference in the world. It makes a better world. We no longer get sucked into the drama, but we see the drama, and we can see the causes of the drama, and we can go and have an effective impact on the root cause of the drama, which is always some form of low frequency, fear or these different emotions and energies that perpetuate scarcity and perpetuate injustice and perpetuate a divided world, which is not. We can have we can have an integrated world where all of the parts are differentiated and honored and celebrated for their beautiful majesty. All the different cultures and the sovereignty of nations and the ability to. It's like when you make a bouquet of flowers, it's that beauty of diversity that is that is one of the gifts of the presence and of majesty and of all of the other highest frequencies that, the gene keys are not outside of you, they're inside of you. It's each gene key is inside. So when you go there into the contemplation of those vibrations, of those words, just feel into what makes your heart sing, and go with that, and then do the I am process. So simple. Do the I am process, and you're just going to feel all of the superficial stuff just start to fall away from you, and it just it's going to reveal more and more the beauty that you are, that I am, that we all are, that is this, that is this. Oh yes, you so beautiful, majestic presence called Kitty Cat. Until next time.